Man, I'm starving. Anything edible over there? Like a buffalo chicken pizza?
Nah, just squirrel poops.
Nah, I can't eat no more of that shit.
The dogs need to find something to eat on this journey. And, you know, you're out in the woods, what else are you gonna find? But, you know, potentially some mushrooms, and those mushrooms might be psychedelic.
What are those?
Kinda looks like food.
I don't know. And they're like, wait, it's not bad, it's pretty good. And proceed to devour an entire field of mushrooms.
Oh, this one's spicy.
The mushrooms were made out of like chicken patties that were all smushed together and then painted. I knew the dogs would eat them very quickly. So I think we had 40 or 50 of them.
How many of these should we eat?
All of them?
Yeah.
During the process of getting into this altered state,
Toys. This one would be
Squishy.
they kind of become butchers and killers.
What's that by your feet,
My
Reggie?
feet? What are you talking about? What is that?
Yeah, what is that?
Oh my God, that's an eel!
We are gathered here today to say goodbye to the bunnies.
It was a really fun sequence to shoot and then an even more fun sequence to edit. We just kept pushing the envelope and saying, how can we get weirder? How can we get weirder? And as you see, we brought in 2D animation and then a sock puppet and then my hands, which come up. Honestly, that was probably one of the most fun days on set for the crew, but also for the dogs. We literally just threw out a bunch of toy stuffed animals and just let them jump and play for 20 minutes while we just tried to film them as fluff was flying out.
I don't want this day to ever end.
Willie is the guard of the dog pound. He hates his job, hates his life, hates the dogs, and he gets his comeuppance because it's a sin to hate dogs.
Given the opportunity to have Brett Gelman roll around in shit, it's like, you know, I jumped at the opportunity and I think he did as well.
They play a trick on me. They lay piles and piles of feces, and I slip and fall in it, and hence, I'm covered in it.
Fabulous Brett Gilman has to slide around in fake poop. I'm assuming it was fake. Knowing Brett, he probably wanted the real stuff.
They don't just like cover anyone in this amount of feces. You have to be a comic genius for them to entrust you to sell a joke like this.
Brett Gelman just makes me laugh. When I think he's gonna go one way with his improv, he goes another way, which is very exciting as a director. He just was the perfect guy to come in and play this sort of oddball, I don't even want to say lovable loser, just straight loser.
Where do you go?
The poop sequence was a challenge.
I am kind of responsible for the shit montage. I wanted my camera work to reflect the most beautiful movies from the 30s, 40s, just have these lavish camera movements flying through the legs of the dogs as the poop are coming down. I just wanted to bring the audience into that shit ballet.
We had 30 dogs in that set, and we needed 30 different poops. Our prop department lined up 100 different shits of these dogs, and I'd have to look and pick, and this is what filmmaking is. This is directing. I would say the carnival sequence is one of the most ambitious scenes, filmmaking-wise, in the film.
The dogs hate fireworks, and for anyone who's had a dog anywhere near a lake or something on 4th of July, you know that that's the worst day in their life.
I wanted it to feel like a huge war scene, like 1917, where these dogs are running for their lives. First off, we knew we couldn't actually shoot the fireworks off because the dogs would be gone and never come back to our set. So we had to bring in these kind of huge lights that would simulate the lighting effects of the fireworks. We also utilized a lot of different techniques. We had camera cars, techno cranes moving the camera, and then we even brought in a remote control, very small car that had a camera mounted on it that we would fly around to give you that kind of dog point of view.
The things they spot here, they recall back when they stumble across some hallucinogenic mushrooms. So the bunny and the spinning wheels and all the elements here become part of their hallucination.
We had hundreds and hundreds of extras, and we're letting these dogs run full speed through the extras with moving cameras. So it was a really elaborate kind of sequence to shoot.
Jesus Christ, it's like a fucking dog movie in here.
I always wanted the final revenge sequence to be an iconic climactic scene, and it took a lot of planning and it took a lot of patience from Will Forte.
I'm literally having my penis bit off a dog and having a bunch of dog shit in my mouth.
One of the biggest shots in that sequence is I used a motion control unit to shoot at about 1,000 frames a second. Maggie and Bug are pulling Doug's legs apart, and Reggie's just going to town. That shot alone required Will Forte to lay on the ground and not move for 4.5 hours.
I went to great lengths to not have to actually donate my penis to this movie.
Will Forte was very trusting in that moment. They stuffed a toy in that dog loved to try to find. You know, it's a terrier, so it loves to dig. And at one point, you know, the whole crew was dying laughing because the dog was biting, and then stood up and just started like speed bagging his crotch. This is what we do for a living.
Watching Will, eyes just go red with tears of pain. I feel that pain more than any movie moment I can recall.
The moment the Miley Cyrus hit Wrecking Ball starts playing, the audience can tell that the climax they've been hoping for is coming, and everyone gets really excited.
Because they can't believe we're really going to do it.
And then it delivers.
It's the moment we're all waiting for.
It's literally a triumphant moment.
Doug got his just desserts.
I find it oddly emotional because it's Reggie really standing up for himself, and the fact that his friends help him means that the team are finally solidified.
The audacity of the film is what makes it original. That you'd be cheering for a dog to be biting the crotch of a human, but it's exhilarating.